My pictures I look at my backyard and just around my house and stuff, and I picture the tree, and then I try to draw it. And I like some scribbles and stuff, and I turn them into art. So I'll do a scribble, and then I add stuff to it, and it becomes a tree. So I do a bit of a scribble, and the scribble of the scribble is like burnt marks on the tree. So, like, when I make trees, I do a bit of scribble to make black stuff on the trees to make it look more realistic and looking more real. And the first thing to be an artist is comparing your picture to the real thing. I've never been much of a singer. I'm more of a canvas artist. So I make a lot of things. I turn wine boxes into jewelry boxes. I paint things. Sometimes you get a bit messy. I'm really good at creating mess, but I'm very good at tidying up in the end. I've never been much of a chef either. I'm more of an artist. I like doing art, and I see a lot of cats out on the streets and things like that, like next door's cat. I compare a lot of those. When I draw people, I draw the shape of the face first. I draw the chin first before I draw the people. So I draw the chin, and then I do the eyes, and then I do the nose, and then up the very top, I make like how do I explain? Little sticks at the top of the head, and that becomes hair. And I put some curls in it up the top before it becomes a face. I add the chin, but I don't just do a circle. I make the chin, and at the top I put sticks, and then I make it all curly or how I want it, and then I add the eyes, and add the nose and the mouth, and the body. The body's harder for me to draw. And the legs, but I always make it. The waist is always straight, so you just do straight line for the waist. And when I'm drawing the body, I make lines to, like, if someone's wearing a jumper, I'll make lines, and those lines turn into little movements with the jumper. When you put the jumper on, the lines that I draw on the body turn to like the jumper lines that when people sit down, you see the jumper lines and things. I sort of taught myself. When I was really into drawing and loved art, I think I was about 12. Well, I was actually about 7, I think. Yeah, I was 7 when I started colouring in. And then when I hit I used to draw all the time, but then when I hit 12, it got pretty serious. My mum was judging my drawings, and she was saying, this needs more detail, or add some eyelashes, or add something more detail, and an artist came to our school, and he said, when I draw people, I always draw the chin line first before you draw the face, because I used to do circles. So I used that information, and I've done that ever since. I've drawn the chin line, and not just a circle like everyone else. Always, it wouldn't look real. The eyes that I draw, like, are pretty interesting, because like some are bigger than the other, so it's not perfect. It's never perfect. I draw houses as well. I draw like next door house. I did a canvas painting in my room of our house. Yeah, it's not exactly the same. It's not perfect, but it's good. I have a lot of artwork in my room. Yeah, I have some of my brother's artwork. My brother has got a bit of a talent too. He's different from me. He draws like island, country, dream catchers and things. Yeah, he's really talented too. Yeah, and I really do like his art, but he's different from me. He doesn't draw people or trees or anything. With birds, I sort of do a circle for the wing, and then I do all these curly lines to make like decorate the wing and all that. Yeah, so I've watched a couple of artists and a couple of videos. I have a Claude book. I got it from my grandma because I think his work is really amazing, and I want to be able to do that, draw lily pads and things, bridges and things like that. I'm very interested by him. I like a lot of cartoons because of the art, the drawings and things. Yeah, I like a lot of the cartoons. And yeah, when I was little, I tried to draw SpongeBob and things like that because cartoons were the first thing I started drawing were cartoons. Cartoon pictures on YouTube. I was watching a lot of that at the age of 12. How to draw a cartoon lion and things like that. And now I know how to draw them. And cartoon eyes and things like that. Because it was easier for me to draw something that didn't look realistic for start. I started not drawing things that were realistic. I started drawing things that you would see in cartoons because it was easier for me. I found it hard drawing things that look real. At the moment, my pictures don't look real, but anybody could look like that, you know. Sometimes I don't know what I'm going to draw, and I do a squiggly line and it turns into something else. Yeah. A lot of people say I'm very talented in the things I do. Well, I like gluing stuff together. I saw one of my brothers made a pencil and pen holder out of icy pole sticks. And I didn't know how to do it, but I had a picture of my mind how I thought I did it. So I picked it up and had a look how my brother made it. And I thought, okay, it goes like this. So first, I just made like a bunch of icy pole sticks stick together. So I made like a line of icy pole sticks. Then I put glue on it. And then I make another line over that. And that made sort of like a floor thing, and it was like a square. But yeah, so I like gluing things together. I do a lot of artwork and things like that, and I put a lot of work into my room as well. Most of my room's artwork. I really like Charlie and Layla. This year I worked out how to draw them. I worked out how to draw Charlie and Layla. It's a cartoon on TV. I couldn't draw it. I didn't know how to draw it. And all these people were trying to draw it and were telling me they couldn't do it. And I looked in the book and I traced it. And then it gave me the idea of how to draw it. So if you trace something, it gives me the idea how the drawer would have drawn it. So I did a lot of drawings and things. I made a cardboard box into shelves in my room. And I don't know, but if I do move house in the future, I don't know yet. But if I do move house, I want to change what I put in my I want to change what I put on my shelves. I might put my shoes on there. Yeah, it's yeah, I make a lot of things. I make a lot of junk that no one wants anymore. I'm gonna throw away, and then I make them into this big thing. Cause I have there was a cardboard box from my brother, and he's making his own computer, and he didn't want it. And he said, "I'm gonna throw this out. Do you want it?" I said, "Yes, I could turn something into that." And then I glued, and I stapled, and I have strings with the shelf. I have strings to keep the shelf up, and I stapled them together so it has support. Yeah, so it's not perfect, but it's good. And when I move house, I don't want to get rid of it because I really like it. It's something I've made. Yeah, that's all.